Yeah.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Janice, our love, also known as the First Lady Coach. And let's get started. Tonight, we are going to be talking about when great minds think alike or
Not.
all right. So, hubby and I have been married for 20 years.
That's
20
right.
years.
That's right.
And there's a lot of things that we have in common, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right. In fact, we have very similar temperaments, right? We
That's
have
right.
very, very similar temperaments, meaning that we respond certain ways
to certain things the
Yes.
same way. We don't have to guess.
Yes. And so tonight I wanted to talk about the fact that great minds think alike or not, right?
That's a good subject.
Right. So in my header, I talked about the fact that we are very similar, but at the same time, we just like totally different things. For instance, I like tea.
And I love coffee.
Yes. But occasionally we'll
complement each other.
Yeah. Right. Sometimes
I'll drink some tea occasionally and very rare, but you will drink coffee.
That's true. Especially
rare.
when I'm
she has a caffeine sensitivity.
Yes, if I drink caffeine after 1 p.m.,
we're in trouble.
We are in trouble.
But I can drink coffee all day long.
All day long.
Even before bed if I chose to.
Which reminds me, we also have a very different thing when it comes to our sleep schedule kinds of thing.
Yes.
I
can fall asleep like that. She's an early bird as far as going to bed early. I'm a night owl. She's early to rise, and I follow thereafter.
Yeah, but on Sundays you get up real early, right?
I get up early because I'm used to that preaching deal early.
Oh, whatever. Here we go.
On Sunday morning.
Yeah, but we've managed to work it out for years. Especially when we were in our busiest time frames.
Right.
You used to go ahead and go to bed early with me.
Yeah.
But now something happened. Something happened. I don't know what happened.
Well, my dear, it's a thing called maturity. And it's another thing called when you're over, as Deacon Young says, when you're over 29.
I see. But I haven't figured out how you do it. So I'll be in the bed about 10-ish, right? Even after being retired, I still get in the bed around 10-ish,
she
right?
does.
And then it's okay for me to wake up at 5, 6, because I've had a full 8 hours of sleep, or 7.5. I'm about a 7 hour, 7.5, 7 hour person.
Yeah.
But you...
because I stay up a little bit later than you do, and occasionally real late, I got to have what they call a power nap.
Right. So
I need several of those during the course of a day. Just a little short burst, to recharge myself, and then I'm ready to go.
And that's one of our differences, because my mind will not shut down like that. Yours will. You can just say, turn off, y'all.
That's right.
And it'll just poof you out,
That's
right? But I've got to go through this process of settling my mind down and deep breathing and
she got it all. We got a sound machine, y'all, that I have to go in when she goes to bed. We got this little routine, and then I turn on this sound machine that has the waves coming in and going out and everything, and then she's out like a light.
Yeah.
So for me, I think over years of pastoring, I used to worry a lot at night about the sheep and everything. But you know what?
You're sleeping now.
I prayed to the Lord and say, Lord, if you can't keep them, I sure can't.
So
the Lord said, I've been trying to tell you that for 30-something years. So I got it down now.
You got it loud and clear. You have it.
That's
loud
right.
And clear.
That's right. I'm listening, Jesus.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a huge difference for us. But we managed to get up and go work out, which I appreciate you doing that.
Oh, yeah. And I appreciate you because, see, that keeps me on top of my game where I can stay fit and be in shape. A lot of my peers be wondering, man, what you doing? I say, hey, me and Mrs. Love got it going on.
Right. But
we got a thing going on.
But did you tell him the real story?
I ain't gonna say that.
That your wife what?
Go on.
That your wife ain't
gonna have me going out like that.
Exactly. We can't go out like that.
No, she don't want me to have a basketball. Now I'm not saying.
Go ahead, say.
I'm not saying for those who may be inclined that have not started this athletic journey of taking care of yourself. I happen to see myself developing a little volleyball, a little basketball, and I said I can't go out like that.
Right with them. No. Your wife said.
My wife came up and started punching me like a jelly roll. I said, "Oh no, we got to fix this."
No.
So I'm in the gym, y'all, and we've been doing that, and that's kind of what we do. We take care of each other, and that's the beauty of thinking alike, but also complementing one another, and that's a joy. I just appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
I love you, baby.
So thank you. I love you. So there's this thing called synchronized thinking, right? I did a little research on this, right?
Yeah.
And they say opposites attract, right? But actually, that is not really the case. Most of the studies that are out there show that people who have similarities seem to do better as couples because they have this thing called synchronized thinking.
I got a new name for it.
What?
It's called man brain.
No. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Synchronized thinking is when they don't know whether or not it's the thing that the chicken before the egg, right?
Yeah.
They don't know if couples who have synchronized thinking come together,
right,
or if that's something they develop over time. So I like to think it goes both ways.
Yeah,
right?
I think so too.
Yeah, because now we can finish each other's sentences and those kinds of things. But we had a lot of synchronized thinking. We thought the same way about a lot of things.
Right.
Now, what did you just say about me?
I said that there's a phenomenon of which my term is what I call man brain.
Would you tell them what man brain is? This is one of the nicknames he uses for me.
Right.
I might say something, then he'll say, "Okay, man brain."
Right.
What is that about?
Right. And here's where I think I got it from.
Okay. All right.
And this is not. I don't have a dictionary definition. This is just the Bobby Love straight up out of the country.
Made up.
Right.
Made up.
So I would say that what a man brain is, that those are women who are independent, that they have a capacity to absorb information, learn, and watch, and then implement. And then with that, when it comes to decision-making time, they have the capacity to make the decision.
Okay.
And even with the information, if someone don't make the decision, they will make the decision if they have to. So I think that's what that is. And that goes along with your synchronized thing that you just talked about. And I like to draw a little bit of a scripture. Okay. Amos chapter 3 verse 3 says, "How can two walk together except they agree?" And I think that has been the joy that we have. Now, I first would say that I discovered that with my mother, because she would be another person that I would say, quote unquote, have a man brain, because dealing with all males in the house, she had to learn how to do some things to be a taskmaster for them.
Be a force among all those hard heads.
Fellas.
All those hard heads, right. But maybe it's because mom's birthday is just a week before mine.
Yeah,
maybe it's a January
thing.
Anybody else out there, your husband accuse you, they might have a different title. Hopefully they have given it a different name other than man brain. Because at first I was kind of offended by this. Like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah,
right?
It's not a bad thing.
Right.
But it's because you have the capacity. I would say the flip side of that, there may be women who don't have a man brain that they're more dependent upon, and they kind of need a man that makes those decisions. But I think a man brain is one that, hey, she can get the job done. And I think that's kind of what you deal with. You know, you help women stand on their own platform. Okay. Yeah, so I call it's a good thing. If you're a man brain, there's a lot of women out there that do that.
Anybody else out there independent, but sometimes, see, I appreciate that you give it a name that sounds kind of fun, but I've been accused of being like stubborn,
No.
or strong-willed, or strong-minded versus.
No, I think that's a difference.
Okay. All right.
Now I will say this for men who have maybe a control issue, they will probably look at it something different. I don't have that issue.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I welcome it.
Okay.
Now there is what I would call man brain on steroids that cross the line. Now that ain't what we're talking about.
Okay.
That woman that's a man brain on steroids, she ain't paying attention to nothing. You hear what I'm saying? So that ain't what we're talking about here. But truly, it is something that is complementary, and it's a beautiful thing the way I look at it.
Okay. All right. So Davina said that her husband would probably call her a man brain as
Absolutely.
well. And again, I don't know any different, right?
Right.
And I guess that's part of my temperament. Again, you know, we actually, as Christian counselors, we help individuals to be able to take a temperament assessment, so you can actually see what your temperament is, meaning how God created you to be.
Right.
But even amongst my sisters, 4 of us, all raised in the same house, we all have those different temperaments. But I guess I was the one that maybe it's because when my mom was carrying me, my dad really wanted a boy, you know, and here I come along, so I end up with my dad's initials.
Yeah, you did.
So who knows? Who knows?
God bless John R. Emerson.
Rest his soul. God bless his soul.
My man.
But yeah, so I think that's interesting that they say that couples who have that synchronized thinking and have that what they call similar brain activity actually are happier. Than other couples are when they have similar thought patterns or that same line of thinking. So we have lots of opposites. Again, you know, like I'm an iPhone user
and I'm an Android. I will not. However, here's the complementary piece of that, though. To go along with synchronizing, I do own an iPad, so that gives us similarities. But I'm holding on to my Note.
But
Android.
In a house where you should have the same kind of phone, right? We should be able to do all this FaceTime and all that kind of stuff, but he won't switch over. And then we got this house phone.
She won't switch over. So we had a landline, y'all, and our old landline, when we switched, the situation that I had, they were not servicing it anymore. So they made us get a cell phone. For the house phone. So I ordered a little carrier from Amazon.
I wish you all could see this.
We'll have to show you a picture.
Our kids
so our kids come in and say, "What's that? What cell phone is that?" I said, "That's the house phone."
But you know, nowadays, does anybody else do this? That now you give out your house phone instead of your cell phone number. If you still have a house phone, I give out the house phone, especially if I don't want somebody to call me.
See, that's another difference. She swears by this, that I'm the only pastor in the universe that everybody has my number.
I bet some of y'all got my husband's phone number.
That's
y'all
right. That's right. Call me up. Call me up.
No, I like my privacy. I don't want everybody calling me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm accessible like that.
Well, go ahead and be accessible.
Yeah.
I'm be.
But you know, I do have electronic assistants.
Okay.
Yeah, they do take my messages for me.
Oh, okay.
And notify me that someone's trying to get a hold of me. So.
And you all, that's why we take vacations out of the country, because he doesn't want to spend the money to use his minutes, right? International minutes.
Oh,
so
no, I got a plan. I got a plan that letting me, we go everywhere. And now that's one thing. Remember I was telling you how I prayed to the Lord, and the Lord showed me that he could take care of the flock. Remember, I used to wouldn't go anywhere.
I know. And
but,
I was
but
about
once,
to leave you and let
exactly.
I go on vacation, leave you there.
So once I started understanding that Jesus spent some time away from his fellows and the flock, I got to thinking about that. Like I said, if Jesus couldn't keep the people, I certainly can.
Yeah, ain't nothing you can
So
do about
when we go out on relaxation, I put them in the hands of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now the other thing that's kind of different for us is you tend to be more spontaneous sometimes. I mean, I like to plan things out, right? But
yeah, she does. She does. She's got now. And here's another deal that is so good because she plans everything out from the time she gets up. She manages everything, and she does a good job at that. I'm more spontaneous in the moment. I gotta feel it.
Okay, so let me tell you the feel it. So we go to a funeral the other day,
Yes.
right? We go to a funeral on Friday, and again, you all know that I'm retired.
Yeah.
So we leave the funeral. And he didn't want to text me during the funeral,
right?
Well, on that Android phone, right? But so he says we're going to Tulsa.
To Tulsa, that's right.
And I was like, huh?
Because in the moment, you know, the Lord blessed me to get a new Chariot, and we were halfway to a place that I really enjoy going, which happens to be your hometown.
Right, right. You just wanted to drive that car.
I was looking at that, and I said, you know what? We got a lunch date.
And you just wanted to drive that car.
That's right. I drove it, didn't I?
And he drove it all right. Just fine. I was like, okay, babe. 85 is not the speed limit.
Yeah, but we got it done, and we went to her sister was able to come and take a break from her job and came and dined with us, and then we got in the car and hit it back.
But I appreciate that spontaneity.
Yeah, that felt, you know, in the moment, that just felt. I mean, that was so fulfilling.
It was.
You know,
it was.
just that you know, we've done our duty and discharged, you know, and spent time with the family, and then just leave there to go and take you to my favorite spot.
You're right, to his favorite spot. But again, I at first, you know, because I had carried the book along with me, I was gonna get some reading done, I was gonna do some things, but I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and be in the moment. I'll do this.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
Exactly.
So we sang R&B,
yes, old school,
all the way down.
Yes,
and all the way back.
We made it back before dark.
We did. I mean, still in funeral clothes, right?
Yeah, didn't have no casual clothes, and I did take my tie off.
Oh, that was so cute.
Yeah.
He's like,
threw it in the back.
I was like, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, but that was good. So that's something that I'm learning again, to be a lot more spontaneous.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Because you're like that, and then I guess I just got to go along. It's gonna be fun.
Right. Play along with me. Play along with me.
Yeah, I'll play along with you, but at the same time, you deal with me when I get stressed if I need something organized.
Right.
You deal with me, and you.
See, another thing that you all need to know, where the complimentary deal that comes in, especially with a couple. See, man brain can come up with how things should be. They can come up with a concept, and what they do, they got it staged out from the start to finish. Mm-hmm. So I have this deal that I got another job, because she has some honeydew jobs that she wants start to finish. So now I'm putting everybody on notice. Now, some of these I'm gonna have to call the professional to come in and do.
Mr. Honeydew.
Mr. Honeydew.
They get paid for it.
Yeah,
because I do have every day I walk around the house, because usually I'm just rushing, right? Going to work and everything.
Now she's seeing stuff that she didn't have time to see before.
Right. And so I'm like, let's change this room around.
Right.
Let's put this up. Let's do this. Let's move this. So I have moved 2 rooms since I have been retired.
You got some Facebook.
Oh, okay. So we have been talking about, let me tell you guys what we have been talking about. We have been talking about when great minds think alike.
Or not.